Kira Willowby sat by the glowing tree, hugging her knees as snow tapped softly against the window. The lights twinkled, and the smell of pine filled the room. She watched the flakes drift down outside and wondered what Christmas really meant. Her voice was barely a whisper as she said, "There must be more." The fire crackled nearby, and the room felt warm and safe. Yet, inside, her heart felt curious, as if waiting for a secret to be told. A soft light shimmered in the air, brightening the cozy room. Kira Willowby stood and stepped closer, her eyes wide with wonder. The sparkle grew until it filled the room like gentle sunlight after rain. She heard a calm, tender voice say, "Come, see the greatest gift." Kira's heart skipped and her fingers tingled. She didn't know who spoke, but the sound felt kind and full of promise. Kira Willowby felt the warm light wrap around her, lifting her gently from the floor. Her hair floated as the world spun like a slow dance. The glow carried her away until the air smelled of dust and sunshine. She looked down and saw hills and sand under a golden sky. "Where am I?" she gasped, but the wind only carried her forward, whispering softly in her ears. Kira Willowby stepped into narrow streets lined with stone walls. People moved about, speaking kindly to each other as they passed. A woman with gentle eyes smiled and held out a small piece of bread. Kira took it and said, "Thank you so much." The bread was warm in her hands, and she felt a glow inside that matched the kindness in the woman's smile. A shepherd boy waved from across the street and called, "Come, hurry!" His voice carried excitement, and his eyes shone like stars in the night. Kira Willowby followed him, her feet crunching on the dusty path. The air smelled of hay and animals, and she wondered what they were going to see. The boy glanced back, smiling as if he knew a wonderful secret. They reached a small stable lit by a single lantern swaying in the night air. The shepherd boy leaned close and whispered, "This is where the baby is." Kira Willowby peeked inside and saw gentle animals resting on straw. A cow lifted its head and a sheep bleated softly. The lantern's glow made the place feel warm and peaceful. Inside the stable, a young mother sat on the straw, cradling a newborn wrapped in cloth. Kira Willowby stepped closer, her heart racing with awe. She had never seen a baby so tiny and calm. "He's so small," Kira whispered, almost afraid to speak too loudly. The baby's eyes were closed, and his face was peaceful, like a quiet morning. A mother, May, looks up and smiles at Kira Willowby, her eyes shining with warmth. She said softly, "He is Jesus, the gift of love from our Heavenly Father." Kira's eyes filled with tears. She felt a deep joy spread through her chest, as if the words had lit a candle inside her heart. She could feel the truth in them. A man standing nearby nodded, his face kind and calm. "He will bring peace to all," he said with gentle certainty. Kira Willowby looked at the baby again. It seemed as if the whole stable glowed, not just from the lantern, but from something brighter. Her breath caught, and she felt a quiet happiness she had never known before. Kira Willowby knelt on the straw and said, "Thank you for letting me see him." She thought about her family and friends back home, picturing their faces. Her heart felt full like never before, warm and steady. She knew she wanted to carry this feeling with her and share it when she returned. The shepherd boy stepped forward, smiling as he held out a small carved lamb. "Take this to remember," he said. Kira Willowby took it and held it close. The smooth wood felt warm in her hand, and she knew it was more than a gift. It was a reminder of love. The light returned, swirling around Kira Willowby with a gentle hum. She waved goodbye to the mother, the man, and the boy. Soon, the hills and the stable faded into drifting snowflakes. The warmth of the stable stayed with her as the golden sky vanished. Kira Willowby found herself back by the glowing tree, the carved lamb still resting in her hand. She looked at its tiny face and smiled. "Now I know Christmas means sharing love," she whispered. The snow outside continued to fall, but her heart felt bright and warm. Kira Willowby ran to her family and hugged them tight, her arms wrapping around each one. "I love you all so much," she said with a happy grin. The room felt warmer than ever, filled with the glow of joy, and Christmas was complete.